It's the Dominic K Show here on RadioOnFire.com. Thank you for joining me. Of course, broadcasting from the Radio on Fire studios here in Baltimore, Maryland. The Dominic K Show, weekdays, 9 a.m., weekends, 3 p.m., as I said, RadioOnFire.com. So, I mean, we knew that this was coming. This is the Leaving Neverland documentary that is about some accusers of Michael Jackson. So ahead of that show is going to premiere on HBO tomorrow. And Oprah Winfrey is going to be doing a special. She's recorded a special with the accusers and the director. And that's going to air immediately following episode 2. So Monday night, this is going to air on HBO and on the OWN network. So Oprah and Michael Jackson in 1993 did the most watched interview of all time. Did you know that?
Yes. I did
that
know
interview is the most watched. Over 90 million people watched that.
No, I didn't know 90 million people.
That's the most watched interview of all time.
Wow.
And it's Michael Jackson and Oprah. And Oprah is supporting the accusers of Michael Jackson. So what we're going to have is probably going to be a difficult conversation. It's probably going to be a difficult conversation for many people because especially survivors of abuse or some type of childhood abuse. Oprah is a famous survivor of childhood abuse. You knew that, right?
Yes, I did.
Nikki in the building, by the way.
Hey.
So, the special was recorded earlier this week in Manhattan. And the two men there are joined by many survivors of sexual abuse are in the audience. And Oprah was talking about abuse on her show way before #MeToo. She been talking about this on her show for a long time.
Yes, she has.
Oprah did 217 episodes over the last 25 years about sexual abuse.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Okay.
She has really helped bring this bring this debate to the forefront. So on one hand, having Oprah talk to these guys is probably a good thing. Leaving Neverland was directed by Dan Reed. And Oprah said that Dan Reed successfully conveyed the message that she tried to get across. That sexual abuse was not just abuse. It was also sexual seduction.
Interesting.
Not to be confused with the Snoop Dogg song called Sexual Seduction. Not to be confused with that. Lil' Kim was on the remix.
Really?
Random.
Okay.
So, Nikki, what do you feel about Oprah? Is Oprah turning her back on Michael Jackson because she supports these guys making these allegations?
I wouldn't say she's turning her back on Michael Jackson. I'm really perplexed. My first initial response was, why are they doing this? Or why is she doing this?
Why is Leaving Neverland coming out?
Yes. Or why is
Oprah getting involved in it?
Yes, because Michael is not here to tell his side of the story.
What does that mean?
I feel like if you put my initial thought was, if you put it out there, where is it going to go? What purpose is this serving? Because it's not like you can bring Michael Jackson to justice or, put him on trial for what he's done. However, I had to really sit back and reflect on it. And I had a second thought. And I believe that this is a good thing because
what's a good thing?
Oprah speaking with the accusers.
Wade Robson and James Safechuck.
Yes, because this may encourage people who are going through the same thing to come forward. I just wish they would have done this when Michael was still alive. That's my biggest thing. Like,
accusations were made when Michael Jackson was alive.
But I understand that, but not by these particular accusers. Actually, didn't they say initially that nothing was going on between them and Michael?
Yes.
Right. So
yes.
Why now? Like, why are they changing their story now? So I just wish they would have been honest initially, I guess.
All right. So Wade Robson and James Safechuck on Leaving Neverland, they are going to recount allegations of sustained sexual abuse that they say began when they were 7 and 10 years old, respectively, and it had devastating repercussions for both men and their families. That's what's going to this documentary is going to show. This documentary, they're saying, is not merely an indictment of Michael Jackson, but a damning look at the coercive effect of fame, as well as the blindness and the complicity many face of a pattern of widespread abuse and grooming of the people that were abused.
So so you're saying that this is not just about Michael Jackson? That's what they're saying.
Well, I think that's the best way to sell it for them. That's how you get other people, because I'm gonna speak on this more in depth once I've seen this documentary, and before I can establish whether I believe these kids. As of now, I don't believe them. If I see this documentary and I feel differently after that, I'll say it. But the way it is right now, I have a problem with people, and if this is the case, an accusation. So you can have someone who really had things happen to them,
right,
be fooled by someone who didn't have things happen to them, but because you are a real victim, you believe someone who is saying this, and they're not a real victim, but they are deceiving you, the real victim. And then you have real victims,
right,
supporting that they think they're genuine support of another victim, but it's not a real victim. It's somebody making an accusation that, as you said, can't be refuted. And Michael Jackson's family is trying to refute some of these things. But what about that?
Right, I agree.
So Oprah, who is a victim of real abuse,
right,
and she has audience members who I'm assuming are victims of real abuse,
right,
and as they talk, Robson and Safechuck talk about what they say happened, these people that had real stuff happen to them are recounting their experiences, and I think that they can become emotionally involved and really believe these guys, because they themselves experience real shit. So they're like, oh, they got to be telling the truth.
Right.
But if you look at it like that, if that's the case, then some of the, and I don't want you to get sidetracked with this, some of the people who had real hate crimes happen to them, they could look at Jussie Smollett, and initially they were agreeing with him because they experienced real stuff. But he's lying. Jussie Smollett was lying, allegedly. And these kids, as far as I'm concerned, are lying, allegedly. Right? Is there a difference between the two? Between
Jussie Smollett and the accusers?
Yeah, a lie is a lie. Yes.
No, I agree. A lie is a lie. I agree with that.
And we don't know that yet. I need to see this documentary. The girls that are on R. Kelly, surviving R. Kelly, right? Are there significant differences between R. Kelly's debacle and Michael Jackson's?
Absolutely.
But you put people on the screen to say disparaging things about a celebrity. That part is the same. You have legions of fans supporting, doesn't matter what you say, supporting those artists.
Right.
That's the same.
Yes.
The fact that these two artists work together, that's just a mere coincidence that they had a collaboration. I don't fault Oprah for doing this interview with Wade Robson and James Safechuck. I don't fault her because I would have done the interview.
Right. I understand. I mean, I understand her want to do the interview. I understand that. I understand that. But I think when she does the interview, she gives merit to the accusers. You know what I mean? She validates them.
Yeah.
But I understand why she's doing the interview. But
yeah, back to Oprah. But yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow, and I'm going to talk about it, obviously, and talk about part 2, and we're going to talk about the interview with these people. All right. Thank you.
You're
as
welcome.
always.
No problem.
All right. And so let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at The Diamond K Show, at Radio on Fire.